Welcome to another episode of Winning in Life Today. I'm so glad you decided to tune in. I want you to take this opportunity to go to your social media sites and let your friends know it's time to tune in to Winning in Life Today. Remember, you can catch us right here on this network station every Tuesday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday mornings 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturday afternoons at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss an episode. You can catch us right here at www.maxlifeitv.org. That's www.maxlife.itv.org. Now, remember, this is February, the month of love, the month that we are highlighting different couples. They are talking about love and marriage and what they have done to ensure that they have a successful and winning marriage. Now, today, I have with me none other than the Bushes. That's right, Ann and Reginald Bush. Ann and Reggie, thank you so much for joining me on Winning in Life Today.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for the invite, Nicole.
Yes. So our audience, they've been tuning in for the past month and they've seen different couples. And we've had like some newlyweds. We've had some that's kind of been in the middle. So how long have the two of you been married?
37 years will be in June.
Wow.
37.
Yeah. 37 years.
Yes.
You guys do not look like you've been married for 37 years.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, where are you all originally from, Ann?
I am originally from Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's right. Jacksonville, North Carolina.
So I was born in Waterbury, Connecticut, by way of Washington, D.C., by way of North Carolina. I say that I am from Washington, D.C.
All right, so we have North Carolina and D.C. is in the house.
D.C. in the house.
Jacksonville, North Carolina.
So a lot of times people want to know, well, how did you guys meet and what first attracted you to one another? So, Reggie, how did you meet Ann?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll make it short. There was this fall festival that was going on out at the school. Mm-hmm. So me and my friends, we thought we would go out there and just see what was going on. So I saw this young lady. She had her hair up in like a mushroom cut.
Okay.
Bob style. And I'm like, that is a very attractive young lady. Mm-hmm. So I just had to find out who she was because she was not like any other the young ladies that I had saw at that particular time. So the hair, her outfit she had on, the hourglass shaped figure.
Okay, so you gotta sit there. Boom.
Yes.
So, Ann, let me hear your side of the story because oftentimes, the man, they will have one side of the story as far as how the dating story went, and then the women, we kind of have a different perspective. So, what's your perspective on how you guys first met?
Right. At the time, I really wasn't attracted to anyone. Okay. I was just into sports and softball and track, and he would actually come to some of my track meets. Okay. And then I would see him at some of my softball meets, and I'm like, wow, this guy is really,
after you.
Yeah.
So you were in hot pursuit.
Hot pursuit.
So yes, and then it just continued to go on, and then during our homecoming football game, this particular evening, my parents, of course, my dad was supposed to come pick us up, me and my sisters, after the football game. So for some strange reason, either my dad got tied up and forgot about us out there, but the lights began to go off on the football field. Reggie happened to drive up. Of course, during that time, he was driving a, was it a Gran Torino?
Gran Torino.
Gran Torino. Wow, that is today. Yes. Okay.
And he came up and he said, you guys need a ride? And of course, I had my sisters with me, and one of them like, no, Mom said don't ride with strangers. And I decided to make a decision that, either we're going to stay out here or we're going to, accept this ride and go home and just trust that, we'll make it home safely. And so we did. And he drove us right on up to my front door at the house. And the last thing I said was, is there something, that I could do for you? Or how can I pay you for this? I thank you very much for, getting me and my sisters home. And what was that you said, Reggie?
she can pay me later.
Oh!
Now from that point on,
Okay.
it kind of like touched my heart. And then that's when my, I guess, you ladies' tuitions or whatever kicked in, like, wow, there is somebody out there that really, you know, that I think I might be falling in love with.
Wow, that is so awesome. But Reggie, that response that you gave her, you could pay me later. Oh my goodness.
I was being innocent. She could pay me later in an innocent
In an
fashion.
innocent way.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. Because that kind of sounds like my husband sometimes whenever he does like some nice gestures for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm just always so grateful and thankful. And I will tell him, you know, dear, thank you so much. And you know what his response is?
What's that?
You can thank me later. In an innocent
In
way.
an innocent way.
Yes. So now, how did the proposal go?
Well, I think we were going to a club that night. So I figured that we have dated long enough. So, and I knew that I didn't want anything else or anybody else. So I figured it was time after 4 years. A man or a young man should know what he wants to do, especially if he's dating a young lady for that long period of time. So I figured that that was the time. 4 years was long enough, and there was nobody else, so might as well.
Okay, awesome. Now, one of the things that you said that I kind of want to deal with is you said, you know, after 4 years as a man, you knew that, okay, if I've spent this much time already with this young lady, then I need to go ahead and, you know, make a commitment. And a lot of times in today's day and age, men will date a woman for years and years and years and never pop that question. And, you know, and another thing, you guys are also marriage counselors, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
So putting on your marriage counselor hat, and what type of advice would you give to a young lady that has dated someone for a very long time? They're wanting to get married, but the young man has not yet popped the question. So let's say they've been in a relationship for 5 years and that question has not been popped.
My best advice for them, for the young lady, is to follow your heart and follow your dreams. If this young man hasn't popped the question to you by, I say, 4 or 5 years, then it's time for you to move on, because your life, you're wasting your life away with something that may or may not happen. You know, your hopes and dreams, you're waiting on this young man when there's something else out there might be better for you.
Right. So it's almost like they're putting their life on hold.
Yes.
Reggie, is there anything you would like to add to that?
I would just say, you know, sometimes if you follow your heart, which I thought was a good thing, because your heart can just tell you you're in love, you're in love, you're in love, but it's a mindset thing. You have to know in your mind what you're actually getting into. You got to know about that person. So it's a mindset, you know, as long as the mindset goes before the heart, because the heart can, whoo,
Wow.
you can be in love and that thing could be beaten.
Yeah.
But you really don't know that person, so you got to really get to know.
And sometimes love can be blinding as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that's so funny is my husband and I always like to bring my personal experiences in too. So I'm going to tell you this little story. And as marriage counselors, you guys let me know if you felt that I was right or if I was wrong. Okay. Keep me straight. Keep me honest.
Keep you honest.
So my husband and I, we had dated for about 3 years, and I wanted to get married. I was in love and I felt that he was the one, but he had not yet popped the question to me. So you know what I did? I gave him an ultimatum, and basically it was not an ultimatum, but I told him, you know what? You had me hanging on for too long and I'm getting ready to leave. It's over. And that was my, you know, perspective on it, because like you said earlier, I felt that I didn't want to continue to put my life on hold anymore. And if I was not the one for you and you're not going to propose to me, then it's time for us to maybe part ways and go our separate ways. So do you think that that is sometimes kind of like putting too much pressure on the young man when you give them an ultimatum like that?
I could see that both sides of the fence, where it could be a little pressure, but in a good way, it's a good thing, because you are letting the guy know that, hey, it's time to do something. And maybe that is what these young men need, is that click. The light really clicks on, maybe I need to get myself going in the right direction. Maybe I need to just stop procrastinating and go on and do the right thing.
Yeah.
So,
because I'm the type of person, look, what you going to do? Barbecue or mildew? All right.
Exactly. All right.
And so it was so funny because at that particular time, I was talking on the phone with him when I kind of gave him that ultimatum. And you know what he said to me?
what was that?
Nicole, you're not going anywhere. And he was right.
Wow.
So, you know, what I want to do right here is take a little break and then we'll be right back. And what I want to do is get into some of the most common problems that people have in a marriage and talk about some of the things that perhaps you guys have gone through and how you were able to make it through those challenges in marriage. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Fine. All right. We'll be right back. It's 2018 and I just finished celebrating my birthday. And what I want to say to you is that let 2018 be your year of release. Nicole, release what? You might be saying. You have something inside of you that needs to be released. The world is waiting for you to release it. We're waiting for you to release that book. We're waiting for you to release that song. We are waiting for you to release whatever is on the inside of you. Yes, if you want to win in life today, I need you to let go and release everything that God has put on the inside of you. It's your time to release. Release. So, you know, we said that this segment was going to be about what are some of the 3 most common problems that people experience that cause them to have trouble in their marriage, in their relationship. So as marriage counselors, you know, what have you found to be those 3 most common problems?
Number 1 is finances. Number 2.
Communication.
Okay.
And I would say number 3 is responsibility.
Wow. Now that's one I have not heard of before. You know, the finances and the communication, those always come up. So can you elaborate on responsibility? How is responsibility a challenge for relationships?
I think some couples just don't really see the big picture in what marriage entails. It takes 2 individuals working together.
Yeah.
And there is so many things that they have to do to make a marriage work. And it's just not on the wife or it's just not on the husband. So being responsible, knowing that certain things have to be done in a certain time, they have to be done. And just being able to work those things out. Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. And not just putting it on the back burner, waiting for it to come to fruition. So responsibility is huge.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what it's, you know, about. And like you said, when you first started off, is it takes 2. There's a song that says it takes 2 to make a thing go right.
Yes.
That's right.
It takes 2 to make a marriage go right.
Yes.
All of the responsibility should not just be on, you know, one person.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's very good. Now, as it relates to finances, how, well, let me just ask you personally, you've been married for 30 some odd years. Has finances ever been a challenge for you that has caused, you know, kind of some friction in your marriage?
I won't say friction. I know when we first got married, it was tough because it was only 1 paycheck.
Okay.
And it was real tough. I meant going to the pawn shop and pawning off stuff to make things work.
Yeah.
But it worked. We did what
had to be done.
Had to be done.
Yeah.
So
And what was good about it, we was able to go back to that pawn shop and get it back.
Okay, look, okay. Give me my stuff back.
give me my stuff. But finances, it's just how you manage it. How you manage it. And if you mismanage finance, then it could just lead you down different roads and just put you behind the power curve. So you got to manage finances. And like we said, it takes 2. Sometimes both individuals have to work. So if that's the case, then as long as you're managing your finances.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Because sometimes I feel that when people get married, they don't really want to reach out and ask for that, you know, help. So if you know of a young couple that perhaps they may be struggling financially, would you recommend for them to reach out to their parents for help, or would you recommend for them to just try to figure it out on their own?
Well, I would hope that they would discuss this in premarital counseling, that, financial situations are probably going to come our way. So what are we going to do when we get into those situations? So they would already have a game plan and know what they need to do. If they can reach out to their parents and whatnot, and their parents don't have a problem with that, then by all means do that. But they should, know this before time. Before they say, I do, when those financial situations hit, they already got a game plan, so they already know.
I love that. So just like Reggie said, before you decide to even get married, you should have some of these discussions in advance. That's why premarital counseling is so important.
So important.
Because a lot of times you may have one member of the relationship where they feel like, you know what, I don't want anyone involved in, our business and to know, that, hey, we're financially struggling over here. Mm-hmm. But then let's say the wife perhaps may say, well, look, my daddy got, money and I want to go to my daddy and he'll help us out, and that can cause some friction. Mm-hmm. So it's best to discuss that ahead of time to say, if we ever get in a bind, how are we going to handle this?
Exactly.
And, okay, awesome.
Right.
Now, oftentimes you've been married for 30, some odd years, and a lot of people, they go through different challenges in, marriage, where they have to go to counseling, and they've even considered divorce. Has that ever been a consideration in your marriage, divorce?
Never.
I don't think he's going anywhere, okay? I know I'm not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere. Never. No. When I said I do, I mean, that was it. There's no divorce, no.
That is so awesome, because I am a firm believer of that, and a lot of people, they're going to disagree with what I say, but I went into my marriage saying divorce is not an option. Yeah. And a lot of people, they go into marriage saying, well, you know what, if it doesn't work out, I can get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think that it has to be a commitment and a mindset to say that, you know what, whatever challenges that we're going to face, we're going to be willing to put in the work and, try to make it work. Now, I am not trying to discount or, say that someone that has decided to make that decision is wrong for doing that, because you're going to have to do what's best for you. Right. But I just had the mindset to say, like you said, I said it before, man and God, until death do us part, and divorce is not an option. Yeah.
And like you said, Nicole, you asked us, was that an option in our marriage? Mm-hmm. No, not for us. And other marriages, they do have situation where that might be an option. So you guys would have to talk that out. But as for me and my wife, that was never in the plan.
Okay, no. Very good, very good. And again, I do have to, point out, because a lot of people may say, well, who is she to get up there and say divorce is not an option? She doesn't know what I've gone through. She doesn't know the physical abuse that I've received. Right. So like I said, that was a decision that I made for myself, but it may be different for you. Yeah. So a lot of times what may work for one couple may not work for another couple.
True. Absolutely.
All right. Absolutely. So let's kind of just lighten this mode up a little bit.
Lighten it up a little bit.
Yes, we are going to lighten it up. So tell me, what is an example of a romantic evening that you and Reggie would have?
Oh, I love it. Basically, when he comes home from work, the house is nice and cool. Mm-hmm. And of course, candles is lit. Wow. And I've just made our favorite dishes. Mm-hmm. And our music, our jazz is playing in the background.
Oh.
And just, just relax and just have a wonderful evening.
And set the mood. All right. So, Reggie, when you walk into the house and the candles are lit. You hear the jazz music in the background. And you smell the aroma of your...
aroma.
Yeah, tell me, what is going through your mind?
Well, remember when I said she was going to pay me later? She's gonna pay me later.
Time to pay up.
Time to pay up.
Yeah, and you know what? I love it because 30 years of marriage and you guys still have fun.
Oh,
you
yes.
guys still keep it romantic and you
yes.
still keep the spice in it.
yeah.
And I believe that's what it's going to take to keep a marriage going, you know,
yes.
long and strong.
Yes.
So what recommendations can you give as far as how to keep the marriage spicy?
How to keep the marriage spicy?
Well, ladies.
Ladies.
Coming from a lady. First of all, yourself. You got to love yourself and keep yourself up. When it comes to your hair, your nails, whatever, it don't have to be all, you know, fancy or whatever. As long as you keep yourself up and keep yourself looking good, smelling good, that all works. It pays off, okay?
Yeah, and I like that because Ann looked at me when she said the smelling good part. So yes, it's okay to get yourself a little, you know, perfume, eau de toilette, as they would say, because a man likes for a woman to smell fresh. Okay,
that's right.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Reggie, how do you keep it spicy with Ann?
I would say, wow, pretty much what she said earlier. You know, you just have to know your spouse, know your wife, the things that she likes, and kind of surprise, you know, catch her off guard. Well, I've never done that before, so maybe just do something a little bit different to see how she liked that, or if she don't like it. If she don't like it, well, we'll throw that one away. But you got to try new adventures. I don't know, you can throw rose petals in the bed. Just make that scene just as romantic as possible.
Yes. Okay. So, Ann, when you know, you're feeling in that romantic mood, what is one thing about Reggie where you just look at him and it just makes you kind of like start sweating at the brow?
Wow. She's probably sweating now.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. Confidence. Okay.
I guess just his smile.
His smile.
His smile.
Okay. All right. And
those eyes, those big eyes underneath those glasses, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay. And Reggie, what is it when you look at, you know, Ann, and it kind of just makes your blood pressure just rise?
Oh, my blood pressure
The
rises.
blood pressure is rising.
I always loved her dimples
Oh.
and her eyes. Just has some beautiful eyes. And the hair is just, the hair is always.
About my eyes, but okay.
Yeah.
Girl, you better get to bed.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, honey.
So what we want to do is we, of course, are going to do our Love and Marriage show with the Bushes. So I want you guys to stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Winning in Life Today show. Now, this is the segment that I absolutely love. This part is the love and marriage game, where we find out how much this couple knows about one another. All right, so Reggie, I'm going to start off first with you. What is your favorite love song?
I would say Turn Out the Lights.
Come on, Teddy. Teddy Pendergrass, turn them off.
Teddy, turn them off. And light a candle.
Wow. Okay, Ann, what did you put for your response?
Well, okay. My response is several responses because, you know, I have, for his church song, Jesus is Love by Lionel Richie.
Okay.
And for his secular music song, it is Roll, Bounce, Rock, and Skate.
Roll, bounce, rock, and skate.
What?
That's a love song?
That's a love song?
I'm sorry, y'all. But yes, he's right. Turn Off the Lights is one.
That's a love
by
song?
Teddy Pendergrass.
Jesus is Lord.
And he is Lord. Praise God. Hallelujah.
Wow.
So I
But
guess,
anyway,
okay. So when it's time for y'all to, you know, turn down the lights and all of that stuff,
gonna
it's
roll,
bounce, rock, and skate. Wow.
good answer.
Wow. Okay. Ann says good answer. All right. So the next question is, Reggie, what is one outfit that Ann wears that you just totally love?
I just totally love her nighttime nightie, bedroom nightie, short, 90. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, the short
The
90.
short one.
And which outfit did you say he loves?
Me.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and the me, I'm just going to leave that right there.
There
me.
you go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll, bounce, rock, and skate. All right, so now we're getting ready to ask and the questions, and we're going to see if Reggie was able to get the answers correct.
Okay.
So, when is the last time you gave Reggie a massage?
Well, could have got one last night, but anyways.
He could have. I guess you didn't do something right. Look, roll, bounce, rock, and skate. So since he didn't get one last night, when was the last time that you gave him a massage?
I would say last weekend.
All right. And Reggie, what did you
I
put?
said last week.
Last week. Okay. I will count that as a good job. Good job. Okay. All right. So going on to our next question. All right. So what song would Reggie play to get you in a romantic mood?
Well, it could be several, but
Well, we only need one.
okay, let's see. It could be his Teddy Pendergrass. Turn out the lights.
Okay. Turn out the lights.
Turn out the lights.
So let's see, Reggie, what would be the song you would play to get Ann in a romantic mood? Fire and Desire.
Oh,
Rick James
that
and
is my
Tina
favorite one.
Marie.
Oh, yes. So we done went to Turn Off the Lights. So now we are at Fire and Desire.
Ooh,
Baby. Okay, we're going to leave it alone. Okay, so the last question, Ann. What was the last thing Reggie did to make you speechless?
What was the last thing he did to make me speechless?
Yes, where I mean it just totally took every word away.
Every word.
Every word.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Be
The
honest.
last time he made love,
Okay.
Wow.
and I won't go into detail.
Oh no, not on camera.
Not
All
okay.
right.
Okay, so Reggie, what was the last thing
Well,
you did?
Nicole, does that count?
Undress. Oh. Okay. Well, we're going to leave that right there. So
Right
we're
there.
going to roll, bounce, rock, and skate. We're going to skate right on off that subject.
With that fire and desire, okay?
Okay, turn them off. So this has just been so much fun, Ann and Reggie, and I want to thank you for joining us here on the Winning in Life Today show. So I hope that you've received something from this show today. I hope you're going to leave this show knowing that you can have a winning marriage. So what we're going to do, as we always do, we're going to close this show out by singing the Winning in Life Today song. Are you guys going to help me sing it?
Of course. It's our favorite song.
So on the count of 3, we're going to do it. 1, 2, 3. We're winning in life today. Great things are coming our way. We're winning in life today. Peace, God bless, and we'll see you next time.